create the condition of the gravitational field of the planet, which is providing more field forces for the carbon balance to be in operation, that the nitrogen itself becomes irrelevant. Now, every element of the carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen is there to feed, so the plant grows faster.
So our environment today, we look at it around us. We as the people living in the environment and our scientists, we treat the plants and the soils as a chemical process. They look at how each element affects the plant, what it does mechanically. We have been taught what fertilizers to use, what chemicals to spray, and what bugs to kill. The focus on when we look at agriculture, it's all about the yield, how much tons of crop can I get off my acre of land, but it has nothing to do about the well-being of the plant, the nutritional value of the plant, how these fertilizers are destroying the biology in the soil, and the overall impact on our environment in which we're living. So our current understanding of the plants, the soils, and fertilizers we use is about to change forever, because we've only ever been told half the story. And the plasma science is here to sort of tell the other half of the story, and I think almost an extension of the story that we have learned so far. So when we start looking at how we can use the plasma technology in nature, a lot of people will initially think, oh, okay, so now we can use this technology and now we can grow large and more abundant produce to eat. But I think once we've finished, you'll realize that this aspect is only going to be a small byproduct of these teachings and the real understanding of using the plasma and using in the nature. Through the plants and the environment, we will learn how plasma operates in living creatures. And all of these processes can then teach us how the universe works, because how the plants operate, how the soils of the trees, the environment operates is just a small fractal of how the universe works. So if we start observing everything around us, we will begin to understand how the bigger universe works. The field interactions between all of these different entities creates the soup of fields in which we live. Understanding this will allow us to create environments for all living things that support and nurture us all. And by understanding this science, we will learn how to restore nature and interact with the plants and animals in a very different way. You'll find that the web of life on this planet is connected on many levels. So from the smallest bacteria, which is amino acid based, to the most complex creatures, mammals, and more, we all share the common connection of this amino acid structure. And as Dr. Rodrigo introduced in the health section, the basic amino acid structure consists of your carbons, oxygens, hydrogens, and nitrogens. So in the human body, we saw that we were almost based on 96% based on the carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, and nitrogen. When we look the same at the plants, we find that they are almost also around 96% based on oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen. Just slightly different combinations, but together they total almost the same, 96%. When we have a look at bacteria, it's the same. The top 4 elements is carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and hydrogen. The 4 building blocks of life on this planet. So when we come back to this picture again, we can see that all life on this planet is made from the same basic amino acid structure. So it doesn't matter whether we're a human being, a fish, a tree, a bacteria, a mushroom, we're all based on the same amino acid structure. And every amino acid protein in the plants and the animals is in a GAN state. So it's a plasma which has magnetical and gravitational fields. And we learned in the health section early on today that our body is made of billions of ganses forming the total plasma of the body. So each of those little ganses has its own magnetical gravitational field, but together they create the body's magnetical and gravitational field. And now we can start saying the same thing for the plants, because the plants are also made of billions of ganses forming the total plasma of the plant. And that the plants themselves have magnetical and gravitational fields. And here we'll discover later on that the different types of plants will have different magnetical gravitational fields as well.